timer from like, I don't know, he's part of the Stone Monkeys, like whole thing. And I had known about him from that movie Valley Uprising. And so they only had like a section of him in there. And then this whole documentary came out of him, like the depression and stuff that he led. We'll talk about it on another one because you should watch it. It's fucking good. It's like a 5-part thing.
Is it on?
Yeah.
What is it on?
Oh, HBO, which you can just borrow my shit. But but it's 5-part thing, and each one's like 45 minutes, something like that. And we started it at 10 o'clock. I told Cass, I was like, I don't know. I don't want to start a documentary because every time I do, you go to sleep, and then all of a sudden I'm up. And then this one, I should have immediately been like, no, because I was interested in it. You know, I was up till like 2:30. I couldn't look away. Obviously, eventually it ends in peril, and but it's really good. Yeah. So that's why I'm tired.
That's why you're tired.
That's why I'm tired. That and the whole Florida trip and
travel day.
Yeah. Yeah. Happy day after Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody who served. And
yeah, I was texting Brandon yesterday, and I was trying to think, because like I haven't been around enough people in the military like consistently, like that I hang out with. I'm around a lot to where I'm like, what do you say today? Because I it's not a thank you for your service day.
Yeah, right.
It's just about all the people who died,
right,
and remembering them.
Yeah.
So I was like, in the best possible way, Happy Memorial Day, because that's what they were down there doing. Like, I think they just lost. He said they lost another guy from their unit. Not too long ago, he crashed his bike after drinking and having fun with his friends. So, it was I don't know. It's definitely seems to be a heavy day for a lot of people. What,
Mike?
Is it not close
you
enough?
were over here. That's all.
Oh, but yeah, it's definitely a heavy day for a lot of people, but at least there was one nice day this weekend that wasn't, at least here, that wasn't rain and storms. And I mean, we were outside every day doing something anyway, but
you guys just had shit weather. That's what I heard. When we were down in Florida, everyone was like, oh, how's weather up in Michigan when you guys get back? And I was like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Please stop asking me that question. I don't care. The moment I care, I'm going to be like, oh, no. I mean, we obviously brought some sun back with us.
I was about to say, in all reality, I appreciate that. But yeah, I think even Brandon down in Virginia and Tennessee area, I think it was mostly rain down there too.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's that time of year, but yeah. Yeah, it's funny how every time we go down there, the last 3 years, I come back. Me and Cass have been talking about it for a while. And it's like businesses and shit. Like, obviously, they have a big month. Chris used that last. So it's probably all over the place. But, life doesn't seem to stop down there. It does. Obviously, they have a fucking hot season for sure. Like a super hot season. But like the growth and like the movement and everything and people's attitudes and all of that is completely different from up here. And so every single time we leave there, it's not like, oh, hey, we want to move. It's more or less like the inspiration of we need to get things going, because our friends down there too are, successful, and like we like talking to them. We like having conversations. It was awesome. We got there and everyone was like, oh my God, you guys are back. And like, that's a good feeling, right? Is to be like, oh, we do have friends in other places, not just bar friends or whatever. And we met more people and had a blast. But every time you leave that, it's like this inspiring thing of like, let's dial in. And when we get home, and we had already had the plan to, like, the house has been messed up. We've had tons of, like, we just have tons of shit all over the place, like all of these extra plans and everything. And then finally, right before we left, we're like, we don't even have the time at all. We could have started 2 months ago. We don't even have the time to start dialing in before we even leave. So like, let's go and know that when we get back, we're going to dial everything in. And then again, you have the inspiration, you have the motivation, being on vacation, coming back and being like, all right, well, if we want to do more of that stuff, like we have to earn it. Right? And like I was talking to one of my buddies down there, and we were talking about, you know, the fact that we were going out and having drinks and doing the whole thing. But I've already spent up those days. So when I'm back home, like I don't like to do that because I don't, I mean, as you know, like basically the way that I was portraying it is I've gone in debt on the days on my fuck off days. Right? Like I spent 7 years fucking off, being addicted to drugs and being fucking drinking way too much and partying all the time and doing this shit. Like, so I've gone in debt with my days, and now it's my responsibility to pay off that debt. So now I have to work twice as hard to get away from that. Like we have, like when you have an intentional, you know, Memorial Day party or this or that, like an intentional going out to dinner with friends, it's great. That's fine. But any of the days in between, like it's hustle and get your shit done kind of deal. So I've really just, like, coming back, before we left, I was just in a fucking bitter mood. It's like, you know, we're going down here. We don't really have the time to. We don't really have the money to. But we want to go and have a good vacation. And of course, it's stress. Right before we leave, we're in the middle of working on a house. My clients are leaving literally the day we get back. So it's like either way, as soon as we get back, it's right back to work. But I was just even in the car, you know, driving over to the house we're working on. I could feel myself getting bitter again. And I'm like, it's my fault for being bitter, right? Like it's my fault for any bad day that I have. Because regardless of the situation, like obviously there's traumatic events, obviously like you could be dealt some shitty cards. Regardless of the situation, it's your responsibility, your choice. It's all of our choices to have a good day. It sounds so simple, right? We talk about the cliche shit, but if you can snap yourself fucking out of it and realize, like, as much as you might go up and down in the roller coaster, if I am having a bad day, to I'm gonna make myself have a good day. I don't know. It seems to work a little to force yourself to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I let myself have bad days all the time, but I mean, I don't know. Like even this morning, like I didn't want to. My initial plan was to come down here and take a nap on your couch till you came home or whatever, and then, you know, I don't know if it was just like a little perspective shift, but like Amelia's big into like running up and hugging now.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, just it kills me every time, and I love it. And so she gave me a hug and a kiss, and then I left, and I was like, oh well, I should probably go get my check, even though. Then I had to dip and dive all around Dexter to try to make it across a
That's so bad
20-foot bridge or 40-foot bridge. But yeah, I don't know. I think just a little hug alone gave me a different way to think about my day, because I was, I'm tired, I'm sore.
The airport drive yesterday. It's like, well, I mean,
my hips were hurting all the way to the airport.
Yeah.
I think because I jumped off a deck too many times or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It felt really nice, and it so far it's propelled me into a much better day than I was having initially. I still feel a little foggy, a little but I don't know. I'm kind of excited to get back home at some point and hang out again. So
I mean, you do get that little shot of dopamine too, especially, which is nice. I mean, that's a great thing about having children. It's like the moment they're willing to give some love, you're like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for my shot.
Yeah, it makes all the difference. But talking about Florida, I wonder if part of why it feels like things are always growing there is because things are always growing there. Nothing ever dies. There's no winter. There's nothing, not winter in the sense of what we have here, where everything does die and go away and then comes back. I wonder if that's part of it, mixed with a bunch of people from up here who moved down there who wanted to work all year round. Because we've talked about it before, like not talking shit about Tennessee or any of those great places, but when we were down there with Jake, he was like, things just kind of move slow and it gets done, but no one really is always trying to kill it in these certain things, but I wonder if that might make the difference. There's a bunch of northern people who end up living in Florida who are like, I can work, I feel good, and I can work all year round.
Well, it's funny how many people we met this last time too that are young, that are like 40, 45, and they're like, yeah, we're retired.
Mm-hmm.
And like we're retired with decent pay and we stay here.
Yeah.
Like, and obviously, like, it's also, you meet so many entrepreneurs, and it's not the fact that you're on vacation. These people are like, yeah, we're entrepreneurs. We live like right over here, and we moved down here 10 years ago, and we wouldn't want it any other way. Yeah. Like, I don't have to put a sweatshirt on. I don't own a jacket. Like, and it's not to say like I would love to move to Florida. There's parts about it that I'm sure absolutely suck.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's the growth of. I was talking to Cass about this, and it's like this thing. We all go through the phases in our lives. We all go through like something happens, and we either choose to stay in it or we choose to grow from it.
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought that was it. You either stay or you grow. But there's a middle ground that a lot of us stay in. And we're holding on to our old life, trying to get to a newer life. And it's the letting go of that, or the realization that you need to let go of that, is the problem, right? Mm-hmm. And when we have the hustle and bustle of life, and we have all of that shit going on, it's hard to see past our own nose. Mm-hmm. And so when you get the perception of things are always going here and people seem to be nicer and happier and greater, I mean, the sun shines fucking out. That's one of the number one things for me anywhere we go. Mm-hmm. Is I'm not going vacation in Seattle. It's worse than here. And obviously the days are turning here and whatever, and like busy seasons here, and we're doing the whole thing. But the growth that needs to happen in order to have you, in order for us to have the opportunities to not just go on the vacations, but have the vacation spots and have that as a team throughout all of our businesses, and, you know, work together as a team to grow and do that kind of thing. Obviously, the inspiration comes from the fact that you're down there and you're seeing other people do it. Mm. It's the challenge is when you get home, keep up that plan and keep up that momentum. And so, you know, it's one thing that me and Cass talked about, is doing this we're doing 90-day plans for all of for the businesses, for the house, for everything. And it's like, that doesn't mean that we're going to not have a date night. That doesn't mean that we're not going to have go out with friends and have dinner or go out for a drink. What that means is it's all going to be planned, right? Mm-hmm. And you plan for those things, and they mean more, and it doesn't influence the fact, like, the poor decisions don't influence the fact that, how am I saying that? The fact that I have a bad day doesn't influence the fact that I can make poor decisions because I've had the bad day. Mm. So I'm not going to go and have a beer anymore because I've had a bad day, right? Because what is that? That's still
adding on to it.
It's still grasping onto my old life. It's still grasping onto my old habits, onto everything. And that's not who I want to be anymore. I'm 32, and I have a long life of success ahead of me with my friends and family as well. Mm-hmm. And it's all completely capable, but it's the fact that, you know, we've been, you know, slowly working at things and all of this, but the excuse, we all come up with these excuses, and it's all just bullshit. It's all just holding on to something that we can just let go of. Mm-hmm. And in reality, the one thing that you're holding on to is the one thing that's stopping you from fucking going. And I think once we're able to let go of that, you can, you know, it's like an arrow, you know, you let go and it's already been being pulled and pulled and pulled and pulled for years and years and years. You let go of that, and you're going to fucking launch 70 miles ahead of where you were, because you start to understand that that's been holding you back the entire time. Mm-hmm. All the new opportunities grow, and all of the new friendships grow, and all of this.
Well, to stick with that too, it's kind of like once you let the arrow go, you can't totally control where it goes. Mm. But if your initial aim is good, then even if you land a little short, better than being strung still, right?
Yeah, and I think what comes with that is that plan, right? Like having we had a discussion when we filled out all those things, and the main point that I made to everybody is like, hey, it's the same thing that Jim Rohn says in all of his books, like what his mentor said. And who knows when that was, 1960, I don't even remember. But it's like, surely you have a plan, right? You're coming to me for advice. We're working on something. You don't like where you're at in life. Surely you have a plan. You have a plan to fix it, because otherwise you're just coming to me bitching. You're just coming to me complaining. And what does that do? It helps you blow off steam. But if I have my own problems, it's hard for me to take in somebody else's and continuously be like, oh, you could do this, or oh, you could do this. It's like, it's not necessarily, it sounds callous, but after you've done it for so long, it's like, it's yeah, I mean, it's like, it sounds callous, but I'm here to just tell you to do the simple thing, right? Not you specific. I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm not here to figure out your problems for you. I'm here to be the one out of the 5 good people in your life. I'm not saying that I'm important by any means, but what I just mean, like, what I think about is, we read the books where it's like the first 5, look around at the 5 people that are around you. That's who you are. And if you want anything from that, you grow, and you have to find those people. They don't just fucking come. However, the same time where you're looking for those 5 people, you have to remember that there's 5 people below us that need somebody. But you don't need to have those people drag you down. You just need to understand the easiest way to explain to them to grow, and eventually keep planting the seeds for them, and they grow. Don't do the extra work, because they have to do the work the same way that you had to do the work. So, I mean, it's like a toss up, because especially with me, I feel obligated to help everybody all the time. But I know that that's been one of the things that I've been pulling my bow back at, right? And so if I can still have a plan of like, this is how I can help you, or make a plan for it, and we can go over your plan. It's not my job to create a plan for you.
Yeah, well, it's definitely a lot easier to, if someone comes up with their own plan, it's easier to say, maybe don't do this, or maybe don't do that, or maybe keep this.
Yeah. Or the perspective of this is a little off, or, your perception of what you need to do in this plan doesn't necessarily make sense for the next part of your plan.
Yeah, it's just like building a house. You can start wherever you want, but you're going to run into a lot of problems if you don't start where you need to start first. So if you can come up with everything, and then have someone there to at least be like, yay or nay, or change this or do that, then it just takes a lot of work off someone who probably wants to help you, but also you got to put that work in yourself first, right?
Yeah, I mean, and again, it comes down to the whole putting your mask on first, and it's all the cliches, and we continuously talk about them, and for me, it's what this podcast is, and what it'll always be, is us trying to figure it out. And you're going to see us figure it out one day, and then we're going to fuck up in other ways, and we have to figure that out. And all it is the purpose of it is to show the human errors. As long as you're willing to work on it, you're going to see growth, right? Like, how much growth happens in the year that we've built this. I mean, I think we're at like 10 months since we actually launched. But me and you are at 7 years since we had the ideas.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, how much have we actually grown in 7 years versus how much have we grown in the past year or two? Since you started your family, since we started this like officially, and since we grew out 3 years ago and started doing our own thing for, business and whatever. And regardless of the fact that some of those are kind of in a cycle, like wherever we are with work or whatever, sometimes those patterns are repeating ourselves. The next time that we go through those patterns, you're faster at it, right? You're better at it. You know yourself more. You're capable of understanding, oh, this is just a feeling. It's not actually true. Like, I shouldn't get upset about this. Why the fuck am I getting upset about this? And it just takes a constant want to grow and the constant learning for it. It's the AC.
Okay. I was like, rain, my windows.
Oh. No, there's no, I don't think it's.
I don't think so either. But yeah, I don't know. Kind of with the best of intentions, we started like a sad boy emo brand, and
it's
then
100% it.
And that's just because we were still in the middle of it all. So where it was just like, yeah, man, this is going to be hardcore and awesome. And it still will be someday. But it was like, the intention was good, but we had no follow through at the time to really get it going. And I mean, already, yeah, I think you're right. It's definitely taken a more positive turn.
Well, and
in the past little bit. So
I think it had to, right? Like,
yeah.
You can be the hardcore brand. You can be the sad boy brand, sure. But where does that get us? It keeps you sad.
Yeah.
And it's like we want to be so far away from that we had to change. And like we had to change the whole thing. It's not even that I agree. Like the whole sad boy thing, it's funny. Yeah. But I do believe that like we had the good intention of being like, we could talk about how fucked up we are and how fucked up our head is. Mm-hmm. But in reality, again, that's not giving people any bit of solution. We don't have the solutions every single time that we talk in here. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the perception of podcasts, right? Like there's a reality to them, but they're always talking about what you... Like, they're always having somebody on who's already had it figured out every single time. Like, of course. Right? Like, that's the information you want to take in. That's the quick pill. Mm-hmm. That's the, 30-day life fix. That's all of that. And we're here to basically be like, yeah, that works if you implement it. That works in a timeline for you. You can take the quick pill of learning the information. But if you're just listening to those style podcasts, you're not going to you're going to take in that information. And if you use it, that's great. Mm-hmm. If not, you're going to, a lot of people will go, oh, fuck, that isn't working for me. Or, oh, fuck, I can't get that to work for me. I can't be David. I can't just jump up and fucking go for a 90-mile run. I can't change everything about your life. But then we're here being like, no, it's fine. Just do one of the things once a day. Just try something new once a day until something sticks. And that goes for exercise, that goes for reading, that goes for journaling, that goes for absolutely everything. Take one of those podcasts that somebody important has already wrote a book on or whatever and implement it. Just try. The smallest amount. We all want this maximum fix that happens.
Everyone's maxing now.
Yeah. So we want this maximum fix that everything fixes it all at once. It's not the fucking case. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't happen in life unless you are at the basement of rock bottom, unless you are you have no other option and your option is to grind every single fucking day. For the most part, we all go from this life that we're comfortable in and then we pretend that it's going to be easy to get out of the comfortability. Mm-hmm. It's not fucking easy. I came home. What did I want to do? I want to sit on my fucking ass and not do anything. I was exhausted from partying, all weekend with friends. And we had a blast, but it doesn't negate the fact that I wanted to go back to being the comfortable side of me. Mm-hmm. It takes way more fucking effort to be like, I got to keep doing things that are hard. Mm-hmm. This sucks. But the payoff is so worth it. The reward from it is so worth it. The growth that you have, the growth that you can give to others, all of it is so much more worth it. And it takes time. And it takes pushing, relationships out away from you and gaining new ones. Not listening to people as much. Listening to yourself and what's in your heart. And yeah.
So. Absolutely. I mean, I don't even know if this is a good... It's just a whatever. So, previously, my Memorial days would have been drinking and sitting, maybe getting in the water. And I still did all of those things, but there's something about having kids around. And like, it's not, and not like, it was honestly better that no one else was there.
Yeah.
It was just me and the kids and the girls. And there were so many women, even the kids are women, girls,
Yeah.
that eventually I was just, but I was always doing something, and it felt good as opposed to what I would have normally done before, which was, hey, let's pass a bottle around and maybe sit on a boat and jump in the water and be like, oh, this is deep, it sucks, let's get back out on the boat and just stand there or whatever. So it was kind of like, because we were up early, all the snacks, all the things, went to Walmart, bought a pool, got some other sunscreen and all the whatever, food and this and that, this little stuff. I don't know, like, that was never me before.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, anybody need me to get anything on my way? And usually it was like bag of chips.
Yeah.
That was like bachelor life. No one really trusted me to do anything. or no one asked, which is
No,
also,
right,
what I mean? But like, that's how it's like, I can't be trusted with 2 children and if I can only buy bags of chips and show up places. But I don't know. It was definitely a small change because I was doing shit all day.
Yeah. Well, I think,
and I knocked 2 of my beers over, so I even had less.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
I think what that comes down to, and we've talked about this before, is I think
it's okay to get emotional.
Dude, I got something in my eye this time for real. I'll admit when I cry. I think what that comes down to, and we've talked about this before, is purpose. Like, you woke up and you had a purposeful day. Right? If any other Memorial Day, any other vacation day, you don't have a purpose. Like, when me and Cass went on vacation, it wasn't just our purpose is to relax and our purpose is to get, have tequila shots. Our purpose was also to go see our friends. Our purpose was to pick our friends up from the airport. Our purpose was to, create a better relationship with them and like have late night talks and do the whole thing again. Not as fucked up kids that are just trying to party, that are just trying to like push the night as far as you can until you can't, you're stumbling and walking, or you're stumbling from walking. Like, when you say that you were, constantly had something to do, I mean, you have a purpose there. Your purpose is to keep the kids fed. The purpose is to keep, get the pool ready for them. And like, it is a change, and that's a completely positive change.
Yeah. I don't ever want to do it the other way again, really.
Yeah.
Like, well, I can stand there and drink beer anytime I want.
Yeah.
I can also have a beer and play with the kids at the same time and be focused on them. I mean, granted, it's a lot of like, but all the same, well, it's a better way to be.
100%. I think the concept of purpose is, there's a misconception there. People tend to, like, after talking to people or whatever who have a hard time figuring out what to do in life, it's like, you don't have to have one purpose. This isn't a movie where your purpose is to be the superhero and save the day. Because you know what you don't see in the superhero movie is he's got to find another purpose and another thing to save the next day until he retires, and then somebody kills his dog and he has to come back out for his next purpose. But like, we have, it ties in with plans. Like, your purpose can be a financial purpose, your purpose can be a loving purpose, a spiritual purpose, like, and you can have daily purposes too that create you to be a better father, a better friend. And there's a misconception that if you don't have your whole purpose figured out, you don't know where to be. Same thing we always say, it's like, best action is distraction, right? Find your purpose for today. Distract yourself with that purpose and grow in that, and then come back and reflect. It's one of my favorite things about, there's no way for us to say that until we explain it. The fact that you're not just going through and you're not just finding the purpose and you're not just doing the distraction. The goal afterwards is to reflect on how you're feeling, on how your mental state is, how your physical state is, continuously tracking the efforts. So I got to send you, I lost it, but I saved it on Instagram. It's like a Japanese I'm not going to get this right by any means. I'm not even going to try. There's a couple things that I'm going to miss, but it's like how the Japanese treat laziness as a disease rather than just being a blunt, like me and you were talking about, fucking lazy, right? They treat laziness as a disease. So they start by doing random workouts, like separating them. And then they will tidy up their space. And there's like 6 other things that's the, like if you went to the doctor and they're like, oh, what's going on in your life? You tell them, you're like, no, you have laziness. I'm sure they have some cool way of saying it, but
Let's not try.
Yeah, I'm not going to, but with Bobby Lee on the podcast, get an excuse, but
well, those two people hate each other.
Yeah,
Koreans.
Yeah, I know. I was just saying, but they, like, the doctor would say something along the lines of like, you have this, these are the steps you take to get out of it, or for them, it's probably ingrained into them from their parents that that's not what you do, kind of deal. However, like, I get depression hits, I get all of this, but it was more or less, they called it laziness, but the way that everything else was portrayed was like, that's depression. Like, we call that, in like where we're from, that's fucking depression and anxiety. The way that you fix them is those small 6 steps. I'm gonna send it to you, but I'd love for us to like go through each step. It'd be fun.
Absolutely. By the way, that I have something to show you after this. But that McCusker, Segura, Chris Williamson, that was a really good. There's a lot of bullshitting, but it was really good. I've listened to it twice so far. I'm gonna listen to it again to really dial in because I was busy.
I think I was gonna start listening to it when I start mowing the lawn too.
Yeah.
What's fun about that is there's all of those people who are growing successes, and like most would say they've already peaked. Not peaked, but most would say they're in the greatest aspects of success. But the fun thing is that you can see all of them still pushing to grow more. And I think that there's a shift of business owners and stuff like that, and entrepreneurs, like on that end, that grow so much more from being a comedian, from being a club owner, because they're capable and willing to talk to everybody. So we gain what they can talk through, but they're constantly talking to the next person. So we skip podcasts and we miss out on certain parts of the conversation because we're working or whatever. But for them, they're dialed into that every single time. So I think there's a shift of younger people that we're capable of seeing, whereas before it's just a bunch of like really old entrepreneurs who are willing to work the stock market and doing all this other stuff, but they're implementing. I mean, look at the shift that Tom Segura made. Like in the last 10 years, like.
Yeah, comedian, started YMH Studios, was doing all the live shows, which we were watching. 2 Bears, which I don't really know how that's actually going. I think they're both just really busy.
And then constantly touring on top of that. Yeah. And, well,
and then he just opened up a burger place.
And then taking care of his health, like everything skyrocketed. Again, it's like once you're willing to be like, okay, we're going to do this, and you let go of the bow, like you're launching yourself into the success as long as your aim is good. As long as you have a willingness or a small purpose to aim at, you're going to grow from everything else. You just have to keep letting go of all the bullshit that we keep with us forever.
Yeah.
Be willing to be, like, tomorrow, be willing, not even tomorrow, today. That's one thing that I was listening to one of the, like, Indian gurus or whatever. He's like explaining the whole cliche of, why are you waiting until tomorrow? Today is going to be the same as tomorrow. It's your choice that you're saying tomorrow. You're going to push it off for another day. Why not start right now? And like, I remember saying that to my brother once when he was all pissed off, and he said, yeah, maybe tomorrow. And I was like, yeah, dude, tomorrow's great. But it's almost, I was like, it's like my favorite, and I've said it on here before, it's my favorite Calvin and Klein style of jokes. or not jokes.
Calvin and Hobbes?
Is it?
You said Calvin Klein.
Oh God,
Klein.
What is wrong
You
with
said
me?
Calvin and Klein, so it works.
It does. Let me repeat that. Yeah, it's my favorite Calvin and Hobbes style of quotes, and it's you're talking to somebody about tomorrow, and it is tomorrow's great. It's almost as good as right now, because we have the ability to allow right now to affect us just as much as tomorrow is. And the feeling that you're having about how good you could be tomorrow because you feel like crap today, that feeling isn't going to be as strong tomorrow. The feeling is going to be dwindled down by the next things that you have to do during the day. So you need to start now, because the passion to fix the things that are going on is right now.
Yeah, momentum's already there if you take a hold of it anyway. And as far as like the talking about arrows and aim, I think more than, because I think when you say aim, it's like maybe just how you have it structured or what you want, but maybe it's not aim, maybe it's like intention. The aim is the intention to do better. Because, you know, people shoot arrows all the time, and at a certain distance, you gotta shoot a couple arrows before you're gonna get close to anything. So.
I do like that though, because like, you know, we're never gonna hit the bullseye on the first time, right? Like as we go through life.
Well, you were fooling with me, so.
It's very
true. I don't know. It wasn't the first time, but it was. First try try at the thing.
That's how I got mine. Yeah, mine was first time. I never got a pin though.
Yeah, well.
I did now, but.
It's not as nice.
Yeah.
It's not as nice to get it
I did get to pull the horn. I think that place is gone now.
What?
Pretty sure. I could be wrong.
I mean, I guess I see why. But...
Yeah, it was a big ass warehouse. Yeah. Anyways, let's go back to intention. So, we're never gonna hit the bullseye every time, but when we say aim, it's like at least point at the fucking target. Don't point at the dude behind you hanging out. Like, don't take everything that you've been holding out on the guy behind you. You know, point it at the target and keep firing them, and you're bound to hit something. You're gonna go into the grass a couple times. You're gonna lose a couple arrows. Like if we're gonna analogize the fuck out of that, I don't even know if analogize is the word, but if we're gonna analogize the fuck out of that, like there's all of these points that we make, and also we're gonna have a sweatshirt with the arrow on it that says point forward.
That's funny because I was just thinking, I was like, the broadside of a barn's still the target. If you land on it.
You know, it's like have the good intention to move forward. Let go of the things that are fucking holding you back. And if it takes you months to do that, you're months ahead from where you would be if you didn't start today.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, just speaking of life in general lately, it seems like however slow and painful things are changing. Some people are leaving. Will they stay gone? Don't know. Is there a point for reconciliation at some point? Yes. Like that's an aim in and of itself, because like, you know, you can get so bogged down by people around you, but eventually, as long as you have good people around you, then things will improve and those people might go away. Or that doesn't make sense, does it?
No, yeah, it does. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at with everything. I love everybody that's around me, and there's certain people that, you know, frankly, they probably don't even listen to this, and they're a part of what we're doing. But there's certain people that, and I've had, it's fair for me to even say this because I've had the conversation.
Yeah.
And they know that what I'm saying, what I'm doing is out of love, and it's also out of respect for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I can't have the bullshit around me. It's hard for me to have conversations with people who still talk as if we're in high school. I don't care about the women that you're trying to sleep with. I don't care about your late night bar nights where you're getting into a fight. I don't care about a lot of fucking things that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not because I don't care about you. It's because I have more respect for myself, and I have more respect for you.
Yeah.
And so it's hard for me to watch something like that come out of your mouth because you're in a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to act like a fucking child anymore.
Yeah.
Like we all have times where we joke and we laugh and we reconcile about all of the fucking wild things that we did. If you're doing it every day, you're wasting your fucking life away.
Yeah.
You're being the armchair quarterback for your entire fucking life. And it's something that I get a little fired up about because it's all around me right now. But I'm having the conversations. That's the other thing. Like, if it is all around you and you're like, I don't want to tell these people, I'm going to hurt their feelings. Fuck them. You're all you're doing is fucking yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Have the conversations that you need to have. Because otherwise, it's never going to change. These people are going to keep coming around and they're going to keep fucking up. The funniest part about it is, if you call out the people, which I have, they change. They start changing. And they have no problem with it because you're the one keeping them in check. You're being the 1 out of the 5 that they need to be, or that they need from you. Same way that we need our 1 out of 5 or our 5 out of 5. We have to search for that. And I'm gonna end this, but I'm gonna end it on this note. I've had friends who are in relationships, and I did this for a while too. And you get stuck on, somebody that you shouldn't be with. You get stuck on something or a relationship, whether it's your parent, whether it's, a cousin, whether it's your, spouse, whatever. And that relationship ends. It doesn't end how you want it to. And you want to hold on to things. You want to understand why the fuck didn't this go through or whatever. It took me a long time to realize that it's your choice to stay where you are. And you can love that relationship for what it is, but it's time to point forward. And it's time to move that forward. And every excuse that I get when I'm talking to like old friends and stuff after they've gone through a breakup or whatever, it's always, I just want to be back with them. I want to do this. And I was like, yeah, but you're not doing better in your life. What the fuck is going to change? You guys are just going to end up in the same point. Here's a thought. Let it go. Point forward. Keep moving forward. Do not look in the rear view. Don't look behind you. Keep fucking pointing forward. And your brain's going to play tricks. Your brain's going to say, your brain's going to look behind you once or twice and be like, I could go back. I was really happy then. No, you weren't. You were faking it. Like, if you were truly happy, it would have been working out. You would have done everything possible to work on yourself in order to make the relationship happen. Point forward. Keep pointing forward. Keep moving forward. And guess what? If that person decides to do the same thing and decides to work on themselves just as much as you are, they're going to be right next to you. And it'll work out again. Otherwise, you're going to surpass it. You're going to grow through it. And you're going to be a way better person. And then you're going to meet somebody even better. You could find, and it's not just in, like an actual love relationship. Like, that's like, you might find a better father figure out there. You might find a better, somebody who's going to treat you like your mother should have treated you. Like, I'm happy with my parents, but I know there's people out there who hurt themselves in every way possible because their parents hurt them. And like, when I'm saying point forward, it's not just in the loving relationships. It's not just in the having a spouse relationship. It's all of the above. It's friends and family and everything. Like, keep pointing forward, and you can leave those people behind. And if they choose to keep growing forward because they're seeing you or they wish to be with you, then great, you'll meet up later on down the road. But for now, if you're going to keep looking back behind you, you're wasting your fucking life away. And that's just it.
Well, that works out perfect. I think I have, this is what I was going to show you later, but I kind of got it through, I don't remember the line exactly, but through that podcast with Chris Williamson. It was don't ruminate or obfuscate, activate.
I like
so broken down is don't overthink, don't make things complicated or unclear, take action instead. Yeah.
I love it. Listen, you want to end on that?
Yeah.
All right. Love all you guys. I will
love you.
See you next week.